Welcome back to Apex Alchemy. I'd like to take the opportunity here at the beginning of the video to let you guys know if you like the video, it helps out the channel greatly. Chuck Down Face is at 962. It'd be really cool if you guys might want to go over there and consider checking out his channel.
Is he 962 now?
He's 962 now. Yeah, like I said, he was 962 the other day, and he was really at 946. Or 942 or something like that. I can't remember, but
Right.
he's went up, at least 15 subscribers or so, and very much appreciate the participation. But today we got a heater. Man, what a knife! Just presentation wise, it comes in a very nice pouch. Like, one thing I like about this pouch, not that it matters, because if you want to get into a pouch, like a zipper ain't gonna stop it. And a little lock on the zipper ain't gonna stop it.
Right.
But you got the opportunity to,
Put a lock through there.
yeah, let's see if we can get it on camera.
Right here.
Like,
Those two little notches.
Go ahead.
They connect right there.
Yeah.
And you can put a lock through it.
Or yeah, you can secure it up some kind of way. I think that's kind of cool. Like, if you wanted it in a pouch, like you had another knife, especially if you're a knife guy, you know what's in there, then you're gonna get in that pouch, right? But anyway, that is a
deterrent.
Yeah, it could be a deterrent. But got these patches. Oh, tool up or die. Heater knife works. So I've on the initial video, just got Todd Heeter signature there. Comes with a certificate of authenticity. Blade is CPM. The back, I'm sorry, CPM 3V. The backspacer is CPM 3V as well. I think it's kind of cool that he tells what kind of steel the stuff's made out of. The pocket clip's titanium. Lock bar is titanium. Presentation side is titanium. Heat treat is between 59 and 62. And it's just kind of cool, like it comes with a little bit of paperwork. It's got more of a pedigree than I do. I don't know if I come up with any paperwork. But anyway, I did take this knife apart. Man, I can't get it to where, like, I can comfortably unlock the thing with my thumb. Like I'd flip it around and lift it up with my index finger, the lock bar. Otherwise, man, like it's a very smooth knife. It's a fun carry. Like every time I took it out, I take it out in front of people this week, and they're like, "Oh my God, what is that?" So it's like a conversation piece. It does look crazy. It looks apocalyptic. It looks like it would be extremely uncomfortable. I like it. I think if my fingers were any thicker or thinner, perhaps, it's just fits like a glove, like
right, for your hand.
For my hand, it fits like a glove.
I'm right opposite. I've got the thinner frame of a hand, and stuff just does not fit my hand.
Yeah.
The way it's comfortable.
Right. And you do got to pretty much have specific size, hands for something that's got that many finger.
Yeah, and
grooves.
that deep of finger grooves.
Because if not, you're gonna be falling like that, and
which is pretty much like even if I'm up here where he was holding it, like I can get one finger there, but then that finger is landing right on that hump, and like my pinky's trying to slide somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
Like it's not, and if I hold it back here, like you just don't, I don't feel like I've got as much control. It's really top heavy holding it way back here to make my fingers go in those spots.
Okay.
So, and I just noticed even that my finger isn't going in there. I'd have to separate out.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird for me.
Not a nice way to hold it for you.
Right.
Okay. That's cool. I don't know what they were shooting for on this side. Like I think it would have been kind of cool to have the blade symmetrical, and even the art be symmetrical, but I can tell that it was done on purpose because all your lines start thinning out here, or most of your lines start thinning out here. You know, like coming to the point. That art wraps around the spine, which is very not congruent. It's asymmetrical, extremely asymmetrical. You know,
Yeah.
that bothers some people. I completely understand, especially like, you know, if you're gauging a knife as a cutting instrument, you know, it's nice to have congruency. But the reason why it's incongruent is because you got a fuller here, like, so you know, this had to be cut out. So it's beefier, and then it gets thinner on this side than it does on that side. It kind of creates this apocalyptic look on the spine too. You know, like
It's really wavy looking.
It's an interesting build, for sure. Looking at it from the tip, it tells a weird little story. You know, because it's way thicker on this side than it is on, like, you don't have that spot on this side. You know,
Right.
and you know, Chuck Nunface sent me a meme. Was talking about, you know, Heeter grinds. You know, like, in how he half-asses them, or he don't do them or something. I don't know. It was kind of funny, but I'm personally I'm enjoying this knife, man. It's got this weird pivot. You screw it with your hand, like, so, like, there's no like, you take this completely out. I don't want to touch it because I got it set right now in a spot that's working for me, and I had to adjust some body screws whenever I put it back together to get it to act right. I adjusted the detent. It's got that whole back rolling detent system. I adjusted it ever so slightly. The action, like flipping out, is great. I'm still, I haven't done any adjustments on the frame. Yeah, on the lock. Yeah, sorry, because I'm, you know, it ain't my knife. You know, like, if so, like, I don't want to start, you know, like, trying to bend titanium and stuff. You know, it is thinner right here on the relief, you know, than it is here. So, like, it has an over travel that's built in. So, like, it's not gonna let it go past that part. So, like, you'd have to take the over travel off, and in order to do that, you gotta remove this detent. That's a lot of moving parts. I'm not comfortable doing that. Yeah. I would assume responsibility and take care of it if I mess it up, but I'd rather just not mess it up. You know, like, like, when it's mine, if I mess it up, then that's totally different. But the flipper, I've got to give it some rest in order to get the flipper to work still. You know, like, I got it. There was a lot of gunked up, not really gunked up. What do you call it? Well, I guess gunk is the word you could use.
Sludgy kind of.
Yeah, a little sludgy oil, and, in there with the ball bearings or the bearings. Like, I don't know. It's got some unique looking bearings in there too. But I cleaned all that up. I applied the smallest amount of oil. Cleaned up the lock face and all that stuff, you know, and it unlocks fine. I think my biggest problem unlocking it is there's nowhere to really, you know, yeah. So, I mean, I can do it, you know, but it's not comfortable.
It's way more effort than.
Yeah, you just flip it over and grab it with your index finger, and then pull down on that flipper tab there, or that finger guard, and I think it, you know, like, reverse flicking is the way to open this knife for me. Like, I every other way just is kind of a pain in the ass, but it's set up right now where it can be reverse flick just fine. Get a little bit of momentum with your middle finger and let it roll. My impressions of the knife, I think it's very beautifully built. You know, I know that Heeter was caught in between. You know, like after that dude left that comment, me and Courtney started digging into it. Can't find a lot of evidence, but, you know, like, there was some assumptions that Heeter may have been dealing with DDR and Lucky 13, all that stuff back in, like, 2018, I believe, is when it all, like, started coming out in light, and that could have just meant that, you know, Heeter was getting some parts like some
screws,
or some pivots or something like that. You know, those 10-pound boxes. I get
no
it, but you know, like
of what was actually in any boxes or logs.
I mean, not that I could tell. You know, like so, like I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon of Heeter haters and it seems like they survived it. You know, because like when a company this small gets that claim made against them, generally it kills, you know, the community's interest in the knife. And there's still, you know, lots of collectors out there that really enjoy collecting heaters, and the prices reflect that. So I'm excited to have it in my possession. You know, this is one of them I'm considering adding to the collection. But there needs to be some. It isn't a lightweight decision, you know. Like so, I'm you know, luckily, you know, Dave's gave me a couple weeks to play with it and figure out what's going on. Like, you know, what I want to do. I don't, man. The thing, nothing about the when I took the knife apart. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but like, I feel like if this thing was like if it was, but you know, like a lot of this, like the talk is these knives are made in China and they send them over here and Heeter just like put his final touches on it. Dude, if this thing was made in China, one, it was made by somebody who knows how to hand make knives. Two, if it was made on machines, you know, like it's not made as
CNC machine,
as tight tolerance as we see a lot of like Riyadh, you know, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't smell anything Chinese about the knife myself, you know. Like I think it's you know, like I think it's pretty safe there because there's enough human error, you know, like good, not like to make the knife unusable, but like you can see like
evidence of human.
Yeah, there's
human working on it.
Right. It's not precision CNC,
right?
You know, and like I don't know, man. That's my take. But a couple of size comparisons. If you're familiar with Heeter, you may be familiar with Direware. So that's the Solo. It's roughly the same size as the Solo. Solo is like a little more comfortable in hand. You got more grip opportunities, and especially with that flipper delete. Yeah, like I feel like that's made things a lot, you know, more comfortable with the Direware. Which I mean, like I didn't play with this knife before the
delete.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But as is, it's very comfortable.
Right. That's Graham and Satu. And Matisfaction, if you watch this video, man, I'm sorry. I will get to send a mail to you. I know Dopey's wanting to check it out after you too. So like there it is against the PM2. And that's going to be
about
roughly
the same length.
Yeah, roughly the same length. I mean, obviously got a lot more bulk and stuff like that, but you know, if you're familiar with the PM2, you'll see that that's roughly about the same length. Everything else is
much smaller.
Yeah, there's that's where the similarities kind of end. Man, that thing's smooth. It is. It's just that thing is satisfying. So it'll be about 8.2 inches. Let's see how much it weighs. Is that picking up on camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus. Was it 10.5 ounces?
Yep.
Okay. $11.7 for the Satu. $8.1. So it's 2 ounces heavier than a Direware.
And about an ounce lighter than the.
Yeah, about an ounce.
Ounce and a half, something like that.
Yep. But yeah, it's an interesting knife, man. Like I think if we do add it to the collection, it probably won't be one that I carry all the time. It'd probably be something that's more of a like keepsake type thing, you know, like a trophy knife. It's fun. It's a fun knife to like have around, you know. Definitely
interesting looking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and man, I have not tried. Let me say that card stock we was destroying. I don't know how to run through anything. I ain't cut nothing with it yet. It's got a unique. It pulls. It pulls down. You know, the angle. The angle in which it'll want to cut at is like it'll want to pull down. We had another knife like that. The Emerson, I believe.
Yeah,
was
because
a lot
that
like
flat
that.
grind.
Yeah. And this doesn't have a chisel grind.
Oh yeah, there we go.
But with the with the sides being not congruent, so like it does have a V grind on it. You know, like.
But it's.
Or is that convex? Man, that might be a convex grind. I believe it is.
Rounded over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's yeah, like like a slight.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I believe that's gonna be a convex grind. But anyway, man, just kind of introducing it, you know, and you know, sharing our thoughts. You know, it's not. It's not a lot of things, and it is a lot of things, and that's about the best way I can put it, man. It's not
Yeah.
going to be for everybody.
And I personally don't think it's going to be most people like EDC.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, like,
It's a carry it every now and then, have something to talk about.
yeah, like, but it can easily be, you know, handled one handed. I gotta unlock it with my index finger and
Yeah,
get it
when
past that roller ball.
When we got these in, Billy was still on the road, and I was like, I don't know if it's just me or what, but these things are so hard to unlock.
Right. Yeah, I'm impressed. I really am, man. You know, I'm not hard to impress though. Like, you know, I can see a lot of. I like seeing different stuff. You know, like seen plenty of run of the mill.
Yeah,
and this ain't run of the mill.
No, I can say this. Like we were watching some Spider Coves on a video yesterday. It was like this guy here and this guy there, and it's like they all look the same. They just get longer or shorter. Like
Yeah,
it's not not like that with this. There's definitely a lot more art creativity that went into a knife like this than your production knives that everybody's used to buying.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of innovation here. You know, you take that pivot alone. You know, I've never seen it on another knife. I'm not saying I don't know who all uses them and who don't. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good idea. You know, to have a pivot that's like
easy to bump and move.
That's right. I mean, I'm not. You know, that's not for me to say. You know, like whether it's a good idea or not. You know, like what's it for me is. You know, like it's up to me to decide whether it's something that I like. You know,
right.
As a consumer, it's something that's like, okay, I can deal with that, or I like that, or
I don't like that. I don't want.
Yeah, I want to stay 100 yards away from that at any given time. But man, I'm a fanboy. You know, like of these knives, man. I like the P.O.W. that Dave shares on his channel, and Scotch and Things has shared on his channel. Those are you know, those are cool knives too. Like, so I've got no issue with the Heeter, you know, P.O.W. And you know what P.O.W. means?
Prisoner of war.
Ultimately it does, but you got to go through the entire chain, you know, of infancy. You know how when you're born, you can't change your own diapers, you can't feed yourself,
right.
You can't like you got to depend on somebody else. That's right, completely dependent. All right, so like this prisoner of war is where it ends, but at first it means pick one woman. Then the big brother to this one is the M.O.W., the man of war, like most people call it, right? And what it originally means in the second stage of infancy is marry one woman.
Okay.
Then after you stay married for a little while and you start getting into the groove of things,
divorce one woman.
He don't have a D.O.W. yet, but you become a man of war because you know all about that sacrifice. And then, after you've been married for a while, why'd you just pull your knife out? After you've been married for a while, and you get closer to the end,
Then you're
you know
prisoner.
exactly what it means to be a prisoner of war.
You're gonna know by the end of the night.
We got cool stuff coming up. Y'all, thanks for sitting through my stupid videos. And listen, man, you know, you ever get an opportunity, I strongly urge you to check one out. You know, like, just form your own opinion about them. They're little chunky tanks. You know, like this, like it's not the biggest knife in the room,
But it's one of the heaviest.
It's one of the heaviest, and it's a chunky, tanky little knife, man. It's fun, you know, and like, even if I don't end up with it, I am, dude,
Glad you got to handle it.
grateful for the opportunity to be able to babysit it for a little while and be able to form my own opinions about it. So, like, shout out to Dave once again. Thanks for sending this along. We very much appreciate you, guys. We will catch you. Oh, happy Mother's Day! You know, like, happy Mother's Day to all the females out there.
And did you tell them we weren't going live?
I don't know. We're not going live
because it's Mother's Day, and this mother cannot stand being in the house another weekend. So I'm getting out.
Yeah, we're gonna go out. We're gonna do some Mother's Day stuff, or we're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna pay. You know,
we're gonna say it's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna attribute it to Mother's Day stuff. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll catch you on the flip side.